this point, right out in the first line.
Opening face-off goes to Georgia, and they'll dump this one in. New Zealand tried to move it through the neutral zone. Romanoff passes it across. Georgia with a great big pass up high. It's picked off by the number 24, Carolyn, one of the players we mentioned. He's turned it over, and up the ice goes Joe Orr. Takes a shot, and he put it wide of the right-hand post. Georgia with it in their own zone. Nikki Shannon passes across. Changes on the New Zealand side. Georgia coming out from their own end. Big pass, looking for those stretch passes early. Dump it in. Bukia back there. Hat-trick last night, trying to force this one on the near side. Doing a little rip around, but Ashton Brooks had the post hugged in nice and tight.
Nice. We already have a few little chats in front of the net there. Daigle just greeting our friends from Georgia here, welcoming them to Dunedin.
Do you think he knows any Georgian?
Maybe
a few words here or there.
Yeah,
it might be on his mind.
Bishop off at the draw against Rusky Jones. Going to be McIntosh back for New Zealand. Pinned over on the far side boards. New Zealand do come away with it. Lucky Frere looking for the pass up, the lead pass up to Carey. He's got it behind the net, lost it, and out come Georgia. Frere's pass off the stick of McIntosh, he lost it. Pressure off. Pulls up, doesn't have a lot of help, throws it on net, and it's bouncing into this near corner. Evralenko picks it up at the back. Fires it towards the net, there's a deflection, it's loose, and Ashton Brooks waits no time getting the glove down on that one.
Yes, it's interesting. Bukia right away making a physical charge at this, as well as taking the shot and getting traffic in front of the net.
Yeah, you can see there it's just come off his inside thigh, and quite a dangerous little bounce there. As you see, it's gone behind Daigle. Ashton Brooks really had to stretch for that one.
Draw comes back for Georgia. Quick shot, doesn't get through. And they take it in behind the net. Sandoy hassles him out to the corner. Fight in behind the net, comes out for New Zealand. They don't get a good clear though. And sent back in by Georgia. Luke Simon puts it across to Sandoy. Starts to break out. And a big pass up the middle gets intercepted by Georgia. Quickly back up ice. Taking a quick shot right to the breadbasket of Ashton Brooks. He had no trouble with that shot there.
And Kozyulin with the chance. And I think it's mostly just for possession here, as they were a little outnumbered.
Yeah, it's probably quite a smart move there. Just dump a shot on net. Good things might happen, but yeah, get fresh legs on the ice.
Both teams looking for those early stretch passes up the middle, trying to catch the defence sleeping. Hasn't worked out super well so far, but keeps the defence on their toes. New Zealand get the face off. Work it to the far side. Regan tried to chop it up ice, couldn't get it anywhere past the blue line, but nice play by Rusky Jones. Puts pressure on and gets it out. Nikki Shannon trying to dance around Chalice off the boards into the neutral zone. Pass up the middle, picked up by Nikki Shannon. Steps in, coming down the left-hand side. Takes a hit from Burns. Burns trying to work the puck free. Hampson knocked out by Regan with the bobbling puck there. Nice area play up to Carolyn. Almost turned it over to Atwell. Carolyn just dumps this one in. Burns, hard pass across to Orr. Orr darts around a couple, and I think it's going to be too many men on Georgia here.
Correct. So the just trying to get on and off the ice. That puck went right under and looked like it touched somebody as it was coming off the ice on the replay there. And that is going to be a power play for New Zealand coming up here, 2 minutes against Georgia.
All right, let's see what they've been practicing today, because no doubt there was probably a few drills run, I'd say.
Yeah, they probably watched the replays of the power plays over and over last night. That would be so good to get an early goal here for the home team. Colin McIntosh will take the draw, wins it cleanly, back to Daigle. Carey across, shot on, didn't get a lot on it, and a nice easy save for Start Austin. Georgia work it out. Going back for it is Jacob Carey. Don't see a lot of Jacob Carey in New Zealand these days. Does a lot of his hockey overseas. A drop pass almost got turned over. Eden has it. Oh, he tried to do a little backhand pass to Carey, but a foot got in the way. Here's a breakout, but it just bounces ahead of Bukia.
Bukia, the hat trick scorer last night.
Yeah, you're definitely going to have to watch out for him. Players tied up at the back. It's Jacob Carey. Looks to Chris Eden, who was posted up on the blue line, but he missed the pass. And Georgia with a hard clear all the way down. Waiting for it is Amston.
Bukia and Daigle in a bit of a, what do you call it, an argy-bargy a little
scuffle.
bit back there, scuffle. Yeah, the referee told him just get up and get going, but numbers taken already.
Yeah, I was about to say they won't be playing that all night.
Dalmatell's shot is deflected into the corner. New Zealand still on the power play. To the point for Amston. There's traffic. He shoots. Don't know if that one got through. Good deflection in front by Georgia. Kochkin dances into the blue line, just killing time here. Puts it in below the net. And we're down to about 20 seconds left for New Zealand here to get to work. Amston throws it on net from distance, out of the glove. He's going to go for a change, and there's no one really there for New Zealand to put any pressure on, and it's an easy clear for Georgia.
It's a call there. It wouldn't have been for icing because there was still 10 seconds on the clock. So a quick discussion over at the scorer's table to figure out what's going on here.
Yeah, it's an odd one. Not too sure what that is, where the face-off will be. It looks like they're moving it down into the New Zealand defensive zone. I think it looks like New Zealand is going to have someone go into the bench. Did Aston Brooks play it outside of the trapezoid? Is that an IHF?
No, that's not. No, it's they don't apply the trapezoid. I didn't think, but it does apply now, and that's a new rule change. So there you go.
That might have been it. We might
delay a game.
See if we can catch a replay of where he played it. But it's 4-on-4 just for a few seconds, and then Georgia will be on the power play. Freya gets it up ice. And now Georgia back to 5 on the ice. New Zealand with 4. So it's a power play for 1:40 here for Georgia. Let's see how they can work things out. Nicky Shannon pulls up. The shot on, and it's Aston Brooks making a good save. It's loose, but the whistle had gone. And so the play was effectively dead as the...
If we can see this replay here, you'll see all the New Zealand players just before the shot, actually. You had 3 of them up high playing right out to a zone. It's going to be a situation where Georgia's going to try to cut in quickly, and you did exactly that for a good, effective chance there.
Comes back for Georgia. Grubitov with a hard shot off the pads and kicked out. Carolyn looking for a pass. Grubitov back to Carolyn, who missed it. The captain couldn't find a lane, so he makes the pass down to Nicky Shannon. Brings it up to the top. Shooting, and a good block out in front by Regan. Still with it, Georgia. Step into the middle, shooting. Putting it wide was Carolyn. Pass across the scene, looking for that tip play on the far side. They got a little bit on it, but it went wide. Georgia controlling the puck nicely here on the power play. Nikashanen down low. Up to the top for Kubatov. Shooting and off, I think it came off the arm of Brooks and into the netting in behind.
Yep, absolutely. You see this, in front of the net here, you've got all four of the New Zealand players all bunched right in the front there. They need to space out, get on a man, cut off those lanes.
Well, interesting you say that, because it looked like Georgia was moving into more of a 1-4 where you just leave somebody at the top and then everybody pushes forward. I think the zone was applying itself, but it still puts them in a bad position, and that might be the chess match going on exactly right now.
Yes.
Besharov got the face-off win. Nikashanen still out there for Georgia. Takes a shot, goes behind the net, comes back out for Georgia. Davidoff. Nikashanen there, still with the puck, playing quarterback. Another shot from long range, and no rebound. Bakia on the doorstep, had no chance there. A little bit of push and shove in front of the net. Is that Bakia? I hope Daigle's not in there. They've already had a wee bit of a tangle, those two.
They have indeed. But, as I said, they're probably just catching up, exchanging some cultural similarities.
It's pretty standard, isn't it? The sort of physical stuff in front, a little bit of push and shove, just trying to assert your dominance a little bit there.
And just a few seconds left on this power play, so they'll set up, but it will be interesting to see if they come straight out or they make a change before they go back to 5-on-5 here.
Michael Atwell or Bolgolgiani. Face-off is messy on the side, comes to the middle, still in the feet of a bunch of players, and eventually comes back for New Zealand.
And they're back to 5-on-5 as Jacob Carey out for the fifth player.
Pass across ice from Simon, missed everyone. Going after it is Carey, gets the steal, puts it to the middle, and knocked away by Georgia. Luke Simon is hustling back. Fan on the clearance, gets it up to McIntosh on the second attempt. McIntosh turns back. Cross to Hayward Jones. Misdirected pass picked up by Kozululin. He went for a change and Georgia just moved it back and start from their own end, winding up. Nikashanen, this pass just finds the New Zealander and they just turn it back over to Georgia. Midlock will send it back in. Just trying to get a good clean entry or a breakout here from these teams. Carey trying to do it himself, gets taken off the puck. The rest of his line mates were going for a change. Just a bit aimless here at the moment from both teams, neither of them really connecting with some consecutive passes. Adwell up to Eden, moves in, past Gavrilenko. Couldn't get a shot away, he was just dancing towards the middle, but they closed in around him. Bakia, backhand shot, played in behind by Brooks. He gets taken out hard by Mitchell Frere. Gavrilenko steps in, puts it in behind the net. Step into the corner, looking to the top. There's shot, this high, it's over the top. Mitchell Frere will pick it up. Throws it to the middle of the ice. Georgia move it in. Collision in the middle of the ice. It's going to be a delayed penalty. New Zealand got an opportunity just to move this one back. I think that might have been Bakia who just interfered with Chris Eden. And New Zealand finally give it away, and it'll be a power play for New Zealand.
Yeah, Bakia took out Eden at the blue line. Not sure if we're going to have this on replay. Maybe we will. And there's Eden. And he just decides, hey, I'm going to catch you by accident. Not really.
Yeah.
And it was spotted immediately, and that's going to be 2 minutes. Bakia also probably trying to get a little bit back because it was Mitchell Frere that gave him a pretty good hit behind the net. And taking his frustrations out, it'll be 5-on-4 for New Zealand.
McIntosh to take the draw for New Zealand. Doesn't win it back clean. It's there for Georgia to get it clear. But Daigle does a nice job of keeping it in towards the net and deflected out into the far corner. McIntosh fighting for it, trying to get himself free. And behind, up to the top for Carey. His slap shot is deflected. It goes on net, off the pads of Starostin, and he gets a cover.
That was a great little set play there. You see it on the replay here. You know, as he's wheeled around back behind the net, dished it out to Carey, got that one time. Didn't quite get enough on it, but, you know, it's what we like to see. We see these plays starting to come together.
That was Boris Kochkin with a nice deflection, getting the stick down in the lane of the shot. McIntosh on the draw against Obogolgiani. Daigle has it to the middle, takes a shot. It gets through to Starostin in net, but he makes another good save. That's Ian Ortis trying to create a screen in front of him there.
Yeah, Daigle doing a great job just walking the line there, getting a good shot on net. Not quite enough screen in front from Ortis, but you know,
he's not the biggest fella out there for New Zealand,
that's true.
But he still does a fine job anyway.
Yeah, he's mixing it up in there.
Another good face-off win for New Zealand. It's back to Daigle, who plays it to Eden. Down low. Carey to Daigle. Shoots through traffic. It goes off the side of the net. Nicely worked play. But Georgia won the puck in behind, and they'll send it down. They're going to get a fresh change, Georgia. All 4 players. New Zealand as well. Just a minute left on the power play.
Well, that one actually hit the side netting from behind. Tricked me entirely. I thought that had gone through, but it just missed to the right.
Chalice didn't see the pass, and it's passed to the front, and Nika Shannon just didn't get a good shot away. Chalice had the pass coming to him from the back, but he just turned away and didn't see it. Shot there into the glove. That was Burns from long range. The entry was a little bit sort of held up there, but it got poked back to Burns and just fired it.
Yeah, it's definitely a good look, and now we're going to get a face-off in the Georgia end with 36 seconds left in this power play.
11 minutes gone in this first period. Score remains 0-0 so far. Michael Atwell will take the draw for New Zealand eventually. I'm going to drop it this time, says the referee, for sure. He does. Comes back, but nice play there from Carolyn. Comes through the middle. Puts it through the legs. Goes to the backhand. Can't get it through Brooks. And New Zealand set themselves up here, trying to get a good entry on the power play. Amston just hops over the stick of Dalmatau. And Georgia with another opportunity to clear this one. Stretch pass up to Carolyn. Amston, Carolyn. There's a man in the middle. If Carolyn can find him, he does. And it bounces off his skates and just away from the stick. What a good opportunity there, blowing. Short-handed up to McIntosh. McIntosh goes backhand and just put it past the left-hand post. Back to 5-on-5. Carolyn, big pass across ice, shot on. And Brooks, clean as with that save. Not a hint of a rebound at all. What a seam pass.
It was a great seam there, yeah.
I actually thought Carolyn actually had a better chance of taking that up that left side. He was quite open. He was telegraphing that pass across the slot.
Absolutely.
Face off to the left of Brooks. Georgia eventually come away with it. Long shot, deflection. It goes out to the side. Lockie Freer does enough to get it out. Georgia looking for the pass up to Kochkin. It's jammed up on that blue line. A couple of players come firing in there with some pace. Lockie Freer's got no help. Just needs to get this one deep. He gets it in far enough. And Karazov looks across to his line mate, Kareev. New Zealand just completing a change. Mitchell Freer throws that one back down. No pressure on the players from Georgia, really, so they get a nice clean breakout. But stepping up was Dalmatau. Almost scored a turnover there. There he is again. Going back for it as Davidov for Georgia. And back for Bakia. His pass was picked off. He sends it back in. Daigle turns it back for Devlin. I think it's a offside call.
Yep. Yeah, offsides on Georgia here. I guess let me just jump in here. If there's one thing that I've seen that's very different between the two games, you'll see that Chinese Taipei really wanted to do a counterattack as quickly as they could. Georgia, on the other hand, is standing up New Zealand at the blue line every chance they get, and it has disrupted a lot of their offense thus far. You see a bit more of a dump and chase by New Zealand, which is helpful to get them deep into the corners and try to get out from behind the net. But every chance that that Georgia gets, they've got 3 or 4 on the blue line, making sure that it slows down. And because of that, New Zealand's having a hard time generating a couple of passes in a row to get their offense going.
Yeah, Georgia's doing a really great job of pushing them out to the perimeter as well, you know.
I think New Zealand just could also be a little bit harder on the forecheck. They're going to dump it in. They need to be faster there. There's a quick shot. Patted away by Stud Austin. Dylan Devlin, we know he can be trouble down low. Dalmatau puts it down low, just past the player in behind. Brought out by Carolyn. Steps to the middle. Oh, he just fanned on the shot as he looked to fire it. Put it back through in the middle for Besharov. Mitchell Frere. Long shot. Goes wide. Adwell gets there first, won the race. Cycles it down low. Eden, sorry. Couldn't win the puck. Georgia, long shot off the pads. Here comes Joe Waugh, gathering speed. Gets the puck lifted off him. Kochkin did a good job on the back check. Kareev puts it in low. Hampson rings it around the boards. Comes out. It's going to go all the way down. This will be icing against New Zealand. And they'll have to go back to their own zone and defend off a face-off.
Another great opportunity there. Quick shot, shooting for that rebound.
I got to say, though, New Zealand looks comfortable allowing a 2-on-2 break. They feel like, it looks like they're accepting that as a choice so that they have a better chance of turning that play around.
And they trust Aston Brooks in net as well to take those shots from those long range, you know, at the point from top of the circles.
Yeah, none of those 2-on-2, 2v2 kind of breaks have resulted in a pass across the slot yet. No. Not that they're trying to keep them outside, and I think Brooks is expecting that, giving him a bit of an advantage to stop the pucks coming in.
Absolutely. And you know, you look at the back end of New Zealand here as well. You know, you've got Stefan Amston there, who's just Callum Burns, 2 amazing defensemen, very trustworthy.
Comes back for Georgia off the face-off. Quick shot kicked away by Brooks. And behind for Georgia. Working out to the side.
Too low.
Across the top. Long shot there. Blocked in front by Rusky Jones. Gavrilenko to the point for Davidov. Walks the line. Out to the corner. Getting hemmed up there. And Amson is a chance in front for the Georgians, and they've scored. Brooks went out to get it, and number 10, Timur Besharov, found the loose puck and put it through the pads.
This was a goal of opportunities here when you see this on replay. Callum Burns actually kicked it away from Brooks, it looked like to me, and it just ended up on the tape for the Georgian player.
You see, yeah, he's kind of gone to kick it, got caught underneath his skate, and you see he's just dived through and just tucked it through the 5-hole there.
Georgia take the lead here in Dunedin, 1-0 after 15 minutes. Sandoy works this puck in deep. And New Zealand go after it. Georgia flip it up. There's a chase here, but it's going to be Flynn Hayward-Jones getting there first for New Zealand. And on the pass, got it up to McIntosh. Sandoy to Carey, looking for the cross-ice pass. Deflected and picked up. And there's an opportunity, but it was Metlock who just couldn't pick it up off the feet. Carolyn will bring it back. Works his way through the middle. Shooting from long range. Goes over the top and behind. He's down in the middle of the ice. Took a late hit. Referee keeps their arm down though. Nothing wrong with that, they say. Nikashanen works it to the corner. To the top. Romanoff takes a long shot. It's low. Played out to the corner. Carolyn into the middle. No danger there. Picked up. Look for the stretch pass. McIntosh. He's got 3 on him and he can't dance around them. Nice quick up pass. Nikashanen to Carolyn. Moves around one. Lost it over the blue line. Has to retreat. He's feeling, looking a little bit in pain as he leaves the ice there. Carolyn. He's shaken up this shift. Anyway. Daigle passes past the stick of order, so it'll go down for icing. Looking at the replay of the goal, yet just a shot on, hits the skates of Burns and lost it at his feet, couldn't collect it. And as Brooks reached out for it to try and clean it up, it was
just got lost in his feet there. But yeah. You know, there's good work from the Georgian player or Georgia player in the corner there to, you know, win the battle against the boards, get the puck out.
Puck doesn't come out for New Zealand, and had a chance to shoot it. Did Bogle Gianni, just couldn't whip it away in time. Freer shoot on, and it's high and gloved down by the Georgian player. Threw it across ice into the skates of Ivan Dalmatow. Ian Ortis looks across for Dalmatow. Sends it in deep. He wants to go for a change. So Ralston will play it for his teammate. Collision and behind Devlin getting in there. Georgia through the middle. Nice moves. Just tried to dangle it out wide but couldn't collect it and pull it in for the shot. Amston from behind his own net. Chasing after this, Joe Orr. Didn't beat the Georgian player there. Trying to get it out into the neutral zone. Amston just throwing it back in and chasing after it. They've got to start winning some of these races though. They're not doing it at the moment. Stretch pass up the middle. Oh, and he's offside. Nikita Pakia just had his foot over that blue line as judged by the linesman.
Want that one back.
Oh,
yes.
Well, not even close. But they've done that a couple of times now. They're definitely looking for that what we call a seagull here in New Zealand anyway. Their player hanging out on the blue line.
Yeah, lots of big long stretch passes.
Nicky Shannon for the draw. Comes back for New Zealand. Thrown in by Daigle. Loose puck on the side, picked up by Georgia. Looking for the turnover was Adwell. Through the middle though. New Zealand do get the turnover. Mitchell Freer brings it in, plays it ahead. He'll chase after it as well. Romanoff for Georgia picks it up. Gets it out of the zone. Daigle firing it on. This constantly firing it deep, but the timing is just not there. They're not getting their player rushing on through the blue line. And here comes Nikashanen. Shot, scores! What a beautiful shot from Nikashanen. Ripper.
And this is the first time that Georgia's been able to get 2-on-1 here. And that's where they had the advantage. Brooks couldn't pick a side. He has to play the puck. And as they move through here, this is this kind of an easy wrist shot for Georgia to go up 2-0.
Yeah, it's beat the defenseman there. And, yeah, as you said, Ashton Brooks has to make the call to play the puck there. And see it even better from this angle. You know, he knows that guy's coming down on the left there.
He got a good piece of it, did Brooks, just into the elbow, underneath that elbow and through. But I'm not sure if the strategy of New Zealand is working, the long dump-ins. But there's just no one chasing it hard enough to cause pressure on the defender.
Well, that's where the more physical Georgia team does a better job. They can control it off the boards in the back, particularly behind Starostin's goal. If he's back there and you've got two defenders back there, they're just going to move the puck off of it and control it in their back third.
So New Zealand go down 2-0 here in the first period. Time is running out here in the first period, under a minute now. McIntosh won that battle on the boards. Works it into the neutral zone. And a big hit there, Jacob Keary took a shot there from number 2, Alexander Kaliv.
Well, he's coming off very unhappy into the player bench.
That shot is deflected high and into the netting. Here's a replay of the goal. Nick Shannon just stepping into the zone. Doesn't worry about the player to his left, just rips it.
Yeah,
Came from a long way back too, didn't he?
He did, yeah. He just had the step on both the defensemen there and just knew, go the centre, pull it across, almost use the defenseman as a bit of a screen to shoot behind.
Besher off. Can't win it cleanly for Georgia. Luke Simon puts it around the boards. Dalmatau got it out. Ian Ortis trying to win the puck. Trying to hassle the defenders, create a turnover. The big man, Gavrilenko, skates it down low, coast to coast, looking to the front. Bit of an odd bounce in front, it was loose. Cleared out by New Zealand. And time runs out. New Zealand working their way up the ice, but no time left to get in the zone. Georgia with a 2-0 lead here after those 2 goals for them. New Zealand win the face-off, and Justin Daigle sends it in. See if New Zealand continue with the tactic of trying to throw the puck in deep and then chasing it. Opportunity for McIntosh, a hard shot on, the rebound still loose, comes out to the side. Follow-up shot, Starostin with a couple of saves, and now a whistle goes. Multiple players have hit the ice. It was getting very, very physical in there.
Yeah, Nicky Shannon took a blade to the face right at the end of this. We may see it on the replay, but it looked unintentional. No penalty called here. It was stopped because the net came off its moorings.
Multiple rebounds, and then Keary with another opportunity. There's the puck there. There's Nick Shannon getting the stick up high as McIntosh was falling down. Big rebound. Following up was.
It was a bit unfortunate
Lachlan
for him
Frere.
there, because you see him grabs him around the head and drags him to the ground, and as he drags him to the ground, the stick comes up.
Yeah.
In a way, I think that's karma.
Yeah, I think that one balances.
Yeah, multiple opportunities for New Zealand to stick in on the board. Unable to beat Starostin and net, who made a wonderful move to come across on Jacob Keary after all that carnage in front. There's just bodies everywhere. He still found his position really nicely.
Starostin looks like he's reading the future. He's got the position just right every time so far.
New Zealand forced out of the zone off an unfortunate pass. Daigle moves it across, sent in, but picked off by Georgia. Gavrilenko up through the middle, tried to feed it across. Georgia throw it in. Daigle off the board, Besher off, first man there. To the point, Gavrilenko looking for the pass across, but intercepted by New Zealand. Turn back up the boards. Cadwell got it chopped off his stick. Pakia. Up the boards to Keary, gets around it. Get it out of the zone. Dumbatsa. Pass across. Gavrilenko with it. Looking for the quick up tip pass there. In comes Eden. Moves it across to Elwell. Elwell shoots. Big rebound. Through everyone. Back out the top. And here come Georgia. Shooting across for the far post. Bukia couldn't get a stick on it.
Great defense by Amston there.
Eden. To the middle for Eden. Stick on him just as he got the pass. Amston goes back to collect it. Across to Devlin. Big pass up ice to Eden. Trying to take a shot that goes off the pads and in behind. Gets there. Got the puck taken away by Karazov. Moved it up ice. Shot on, kicked away by Brooks. Still there. Kareev with a shot. Couldn't get a lot on it, but it got through to Brooks, who dives on this one. Might have come off the skates of Burns.
It did come off the skates, yes.
Yeah, deja vu there.
Yeah, now you see it here.
Obogo Gianni with that shot, I think it was, and that is a great dive on that. Fantastic save by Brooks to stop play at the right time there.
Yeah, doesn't want to have another stick come in there and just poke it through the legs. Nicky Shannon on the draw, it's in the legs. He gets taken down. Lost his footing there. Puck comes out. As the play was moved back to the point. Nice pass to the middle. Headlock will send it in. Abel Jones turns it back for Sandoy. Waters on the boards, but he's turned it over. Georgia with possession, looking for that man at the top. Can't get the pass through. Berbatov passing up ice, picked off by Devlin. Couldn't hold on to it. Berbatov works his way through, his pass back, comes out of the zone. Georgia had to regroup here. Harlan back to Nick Shannon. Works it in. Long shot off the shoulder. It's loose on the far side. Nick Shannon takes it into the net. Gets a whistle. Took it hard into that near post.
Yeah, and that was whistled for coming off the moorings again. And another scramble in front with Georgia hitting that pipe. There it is.
Just two players fighting for the position there.
Absolutely, yeah. No, there's nothing wrong with that. He was playing it, fair and hard, straight into the net there.
And that's why it's outside the zone. It was the Georgia player making contact and knocking it off. So it goes out to neutral.
New Zealand win the draw, work it up through the middle. McIntosh lost it as he received the puck. Escherov. He's down low, works it in behind. Out to the side, long pass across ice. Into the middle, kicked out by New Zealand. And they've got a chance to break this out. Floating it up the middle was Jacob Carey. Gets there and dumps it in. Plenty of time for Georgia. Davidoff turns it back up ice. Bukia doesn't win the race, but he gets enough time to get it down low. Justin Daigle for New Zealand will just let a few players go for a change. Takes his time. Up the middle to Eden. Eden couldn't get away from the back check of Obolo Gianni. He did a great job just using the stick to hassle Eden. Georgia in behind. Look to the front there, just off the stick of number 18, Davidoff. To the middle. Backhand chop towards net, doesn't get through. Kochkin to the middle, shot off, and it's just off the blocker. Hits the glass and behind, still on play. Hampson wins the puck for New Zealand, gets it up to Joe Orr. Joe Wall steps into the zone through the middle, and Burns, I don't know if he just left it or if it was just out of his reach there. Struggling for good zone time here. Here's Caroline. He's got Nikashanen there. Goes across Nikashanen, who put it wide. And he's trying to work it back in front, and it's covered by Brooks. And the patience from Carolyn there, just to delay and then make a nice little pass.
And right at the end here, there's actually a really good stop by Brooks by putting his mitt down on it. That was scrambling around. You see it go behind him here, and he chooses to jump on it right there, and that was critical to prevent any other rebound shots.
Absolutely. You're watching Georgia here. They're really making nice, short, one-touch passes.
And another a 2-on-1 entrance by Carolyn, jumping the lines again. And that was exactly like you saw the second goal. So New Zealand doing a good job of adjusting there.
Battle in the corner. Down low. Shannon comes away with it. Looks to the point for Kurbitov. Fires it. It's tipped wide by Devlin. New Zealand don't get it out of the zone.
Metley looking to get physical with anybody he can there. He hit Devlin a couple of times and looking for anybody to run into.
Marcus McDonald throws it in. But nicely played by Scott Austin there. Georgia get it out of the zone. They're not having a lot of trouble moving the puck out of their own zone at the moment. Just a little bit too easy for them.
Tenacious effort there by Regan to make that happen.
Catalin got the puck knocked off his stick. He's going to go for a change. Daigle skates it in, shoots into the glove, out of the glove, played up the middle. Looking for an assist here, Scott Austin. Davidoff moves to the front, takes a shot. He put it right into the pads of Aston Brooks. Here comes Daigle. Crowd got excited for a moment, but the defence closed in around him pretty quickly. He's going to skate back. Turnover as Georgia didn't get out of the zone. Eden, McIntosh shoots into the pads. And Scott Austin in good position, makes a great save. Davidoff again, got a player up high, Georgia. Looking across, great pass, and on the shot. Kicked into the middle of the ice, but played out by New Zealand. Georgia, hold possession. Look to the top. Gavrilenko with a shot, gets through. A little bit of a rebound, but Brooks covers it as it just falls down to his right.
Wow, what a great sequence of events at both ends there. Lots of great opportunities. Look at this shot from McIntosh there.
Just right into the logo, wasn't it? Really, unfortunately, couldn't get a better direction on that one, unfortunately, for him. But again, Davidoff with the breakout, as they have their player up high and they've used that long pass. It's just it's happening all too easy for Georgia at the moment, those sorts of plays. Here they go, entering the zone just quickly like that. Couldn't pull it to the back end. Tipped away, but kept in by Georgia. Quick turn. Kochkin, he's in the corner, trying to get some space. Cycles it. Big pass across ice. Shot on, deflected, and Brooks just knocks that one out of mid-air. And they're going to call high stick there, are they?
Yep.
And is that a high stick on Brooks, though?
Yes, it would be. It was a high stick on the goaltender. You don't see that very often right there. And he swats it behind him, which is actually very dangerous for him to do that. If that puck or if that stick catches the edge on that comes straight down into his own goal. So he got that one right, good instincts, but a rare call of high sticking played by the goaltender.
A little bit of table tennis there by Aston Brooks.
Good hand-eye.
Face-off win for the New Zealand. They have it on the sideboards. They don't get it out. Kurbitov couldn't get a shot away. Just enough of a stick on there by Mitchell Frere. Hard shot. It goes wide. Around the boards. Kurbitov puts it back down low. Nikashanen outside, and it's going to get through, and they score. A quick shot from the pass behind the net.
Did that catch his sleeve and go around and in? That was a weird one. It's going to be it's also tough with a black jersey as well, so we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see if we can see something here.
Nick Shannon from behind finds Medlock.
It's gone down off his elbow and bounced off the very top of his pad and gone backwards.
There it is.
Just over there.
And New Zealanders put it in there, and they're
well, we
rushed to try and clear it.
Yeah, we don't have own goals in hockey, so that's not a problem, but they're trying to clear it off the line as quickly as they could. But 3-0 the score in favor of Georgia.
Georgia doing some good work here. Got themselves a 3-0 lead. New Zealand with an uphill battle. Dalmatau, just at the feet of Ian Ortis. What an opportunity. Dalmatau creating some space. Bakia skates it in behind, out front, looking for that pass across ice for the trailing player. Bisharoff shoots it. It's deflected up high. Comes down for Georgia. Bakia puts it out front. Oh, and what a beautiful goal. Bakia with the back pass from behind the net finds Bisharoff.
Yeah, the New Zealand zone getting twisted up here and catching the wrong areas and wrong players. And as they shuffle through this, the puck movement for Georgia is exquisite, and they get it to the right tape and fire away for a fourth goal.
Oh, that's just fantastic skill. The spin and the backhand pass to find the open man.
You see right in the slot there.
Yeah,
One time.
You lose F2 in the slot, that's going to happen over and over again.
Pass up to Kochkin. Moves, takes a shot. It's a big rebound, cleared out to the corner by New Zealand. And they try and move it up to the neutral zone. Carey can't reach this one. Quickly back up ice. Georgia just so fast to turn it back on offense once they get the puck. Unfortunate bounce for New Zealand. Brazilian shot there from number 18. Davidov just put it wide. Kareev keeps it in, puts it down low. Kochkin coming down in front, trying to work it into the slot. Georgia with a long range shot. Brooks struggled to catch that one. Unable to get it out. Another turnover. Shooting it wide. Shannon out there with Carolyn. They got the top line out there. Shot goes wide. Burns has it for New Zealand. He's got a little bit of time here. He's just going to skate it up ice. Finds Eden. Eden with a quick cross-ice pass, but the changes were unfortunate time. And here's Eden now. Had to wait.
Penalty coming up.
Eden's drawn a penalty. Hadwell to Eden. Backhand shot. Oh, he just put it through the blue paint. Across the pads of Stodoston. And New Zealand, with a power play here, got an opportunity to try and claw one back. It's been all Georgia so far, though.
This is a really good example. This one weren't in New Zealand's favor with a penalty here, but this is where we get the, well, let's go back to the goal here. As that goes back out. What a great shot from the knees there. You see New Zealand entering the offensive zone looking for a change, so they leave one player out there, maybe two for a little while, but usually just one player. And that isn't going to be enough in a dump and chase because they're outmanned as they try to get it back out. But on this power play, they need to start turning things around very quickly.
Georgia won the draw and got it clear, so New Zealand had to start from the neutral zone. Kept in nicely. Long shot, deflection. Just put wide by Atwell.
Another penalty.
It's Going to be a slash. Who's this one on? Did you catch that, Matt?
I think it's a slash on Atwell.
Yeah, it looks like they're directing him towards the penalty box. So that's unfortunate for New Zealand. Only 24 seconds into their power play. It'll be 4-on-4 situation.
And as they remove that that advantage that they had, 4-on-4 is going to open it up. That's still a little bit of an advantage for New Zealand if they can start moving the puck. But again, it was interesting. You see a dump and chase when they're on the power play and they've got 3 people behind it. They kept the puck in. That's the difference here, is that Georgia is they're keeping the lines shifting and they're being able to stay out there a little bit longer. And because of that, they've had the advantage at the blue lines.
New Zealand lift this one in. Regan will go after it at the corner. Up against Skavralenko. He won the puck and Georgia have it. Four-on-four hockey, turning back as Davidoff. Just wants to hold possession, take his time here. Turns it back for Bukia. Bukia racing towards the net. Daigle had the intercept, gets it to Rusky Jones. Rusky Jones with a shot off the toe by Stodotston. Rusky Jones still has it. Daigle skates it in behind, looking to the front. Knocked away, and Bukia up the boards, just throwing it down ice. It'll be an icing as it is, and considered an equal strength play here with 4-on-4.
Yeah. That was a great play there by Rusky Jones to get a shot on net there. That was a really good opportunity.
Crowd's a bit quiet here, fellas. They're not feeling the vibe at the moment with Georgia up by 4-0. Really need to start lifting their team up here, the crowd, if they can.
Absolutely.
A goal would do that for New Zealand as well. That would bring the crowd back, that's for sure. Burns doesn't get the shot through. Bukia plays it off the boards. Hampston's first to the puck. Cross to Carey. Carey, step to the middle. Look at across for McIntosh. Couldn't hold the pass. And played out by Georgia. Hampston steps in. Trying to go around. Gavrilenko takes a shot. Stodotston, no trouble there. And behind for Carey. Looking to the front. No one there for New Zealand. It's Burns. Back to 5-on-4. Shot there results in a stoppage in play. So it'll be a power play for Georgia now for a few seconds. Face-off will be down their own end, so they don't have a lot of time to get down on offense, though.
Yeah, that was actually a really good choice to shoot that, as Amston had a player closing in from behind him coming out of the penalty box. Getting it up and out is a great chance for them to just fully kill this off right here.
Georgia, a few seconds to work on the power play. Carolyn will fire it ahead, lift it up high, put it in behind the net. 5-on-5 hockey. Berbatov. Shot, weak shot, cleared out from the front by New Zealand. Going to be a hand pass there.
Marcus McDonald ahead on the line. He was offside.
Yeah, just slightly offside there, yeah.
Could have been either.
Could have been either. Oh,
Could
yeah.
have been either.
Didn't mean to say you were wrong. It was both. Why not both?
It has to be a hand pass because now they're back in the zone. If the
You know
offside
what?
would be out of the zone.
There you go.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the power of deduction. Look at us, we're detectives. Devlin for the draw for New Zealand. Looking for a nice clean win. He gets it back to Sandoy. Sandoy just throws it back in. There's a loose play on the side. Trying to work it to the front was Delmatail. Just
Something almost came from that.
get it in there. Hayward Jones with pressure on him. Fighting for the puck. There's a chance in front. Doesn't go anywhere. Sandoy. Hassled by Kochkin. He got it free though. There's a chance for Marcus McDonald, but he can't beat this goalie Stodotston, who came out to play it. He's pretty good at handling the puck, old Stodotston. Turnover, Delmatail. He's got good hands, but he can't free himself from two players. Oh, he gets a nice pass away to Daigle, who had someone on him. Dalmatel working hard. Ultimately, though, Georgia get it out. Kochkin. McIntosh at the back for New Zealand. Moves it to Daigle. Daigle's going to skate it in. Daigle's going to take a shot off the blocker. Still there for Daigle. Pulls up to the centre. And a nice stick from Stodson. Broke up the play. Bukia made that beautiful assist just before. Daigle, big pass up to Kerry. Collects it, trying to step to the middle. Good defence though, they close in on him. Davidoff, beats it off. Back to Davidoff. Shooting, and a good blocker save from Aston Brooks. He had to be sharp there. Bukia shooting, another blocker save from Brooks, and it's back on net.
High stick called, no goal here.
Good eyes, Matt Chavez seeing that one. I wondered how that had got back in the net there.
You'll see this on the replay.
Oh, yeah.
There is no higher stick than that one.
Slam dunk almost from there, isn't it?
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. Yep. I mean, hey, you got to try. You might get away with it. It's unlikely.
It's very unlikely.
From that position, it's very unlikely.
Yes.
You might get called in your local beer league, but probably not in an IIHF competition. Burns for New Zealand has it at the back. He'll play it up the boards, and the break-up is broken up. Here's Bisharoff to the middle. Davidoff shoots. Puck in behind, and Brooks is going to cover this one as it bounces back out in front. It's so quick. If there's a turnover, it's like immediately Georgia just in the zone with numbers too.
Well, I don't think Georgia's afraid of that counterattack right now, because what New Zealand's doing is when they get the puck in that at the blue line and they drive it out, their entire strategy is to get fresh players back out there. They have one person. They had Daig skate it back in, which was the most effective lately, but they either dump or chase with one person and try to get that line change. It has not worked thus far. They need to get more bodies in on the offense.
Kopitar with a shot from long range, played out to the corner by Brooks. Kopitar again from long range, looking for that deflection in front from Nikishanen. Solid hat there from Daigle. Playing around the boards, just holding position really nicely. New Zealand finally put some pressure on. They can't win the puck away though. Georgia still have it. This near side overloaded with players. Not much room, but Kupitov almost got himself free for a shot. Picked up by Joe Waugh from behind the net. But as he tries to enter the zone, there's just pressure on him. Nikishana with a shot. Aston Brooks makes another good save. Been making plenty of those. Had to, and a one-timer from Medlock just softly feathers off his stick. Didn't get all of that. New Zealand, their forwards are going to go for a change, so Burns will just try and delay this a little bit. He's going to send it in. Defence will now get a change. Sandoy looks for some options. His pass is misdirected. It's gone past Dalmatau. That'll be an icing. And struggling here a little bit, New Zealand, aren't they, Joel?
Absolutely, but I mean, you know, 4-0 down, they're going to have to find something to get that spark going, you know.
They're just being smothered by Georgia, though, at the moment, aren't they? They try and exit the zone, but there's just someone on them straight away to try and chop their puck away, so they can't get anything clean.
Yeah, Georgia's jumping. When they go blue to red, that's the key for Georgia to jump on them. They double team usually at the puck, and then they turn it right around, just like you see here.
Yep.
It's in the corner. Georgia in behind, put it out in front, but cleaning up was Dalmatau. Gets it up to Regan, who just pushes it ahead. Simon takes it back, turns it over. Chance to shoot it, but he just fanned on it. Another chance there. Long shot goes wide. Karitsov down low, trying to win the puck. Ate some time. Nice pass up to Dalmatau, just off his stick. Just couldn't collect it. It's been a story of the night for New Zealand. When they've had opportunities, the passes just haven't been on the tape. Shot, deflection, opportunity goes on net, but Storodson again. McIntosh out in front, backhand shot. Can't get it through the pads. Storodson. And a little bit of lap dance there for Colin McIntosh as Karitsov just fell on top of him. There we go. I'm sure Colin McIntosh appreciates that, but he's not going to pay for it.
They fall over, they give a quick fist bump, all is good, life goes on.
Yeah, he's still smiling.
Easy draw win for Georgia. Davidoff has it on the boards. Daigle in his own corner, looks across to his defensive partner, Mitchell Frere. Mitchell Frere, big pass up ice. Carey didn't know it was behind him. He goes after it in the corner. The play's in the middle. Storodson. Oh, there's another pass to the middle that gets broken up. And Georgia are going to get a power play here, as I believe New Zealand have put in a late hit.
Really like to see a replay on this because it felt like a result call. Let's see what happens here. It'll be on the half boards on the far side as it comes out. And you'll see the contact here. And it was a hit.
Yep.
It'd be interesting if they're asking for some help over there on the ice. So the
Bukia has gone down there.
Bukia, yeah, the hat-trick scorer from last night. That's not a play you want to see go down for Georgia.
No,
and
I don't know if they were going to call interference on this because it seemed like the boarding was shoulder to shoulder. It didn't strike me as something that was any kind of a dirty play. It was just a hit.
Yeah.
It might have been a fraction late, which would have been an interference call, sure, but. Bukia down for a little bit here, so that's the resulting stoppage in play with just, it's under a minute to go here in the second period.
To me, it felt like it was like the puck had moved on and he didn't really need to finish it, but I don't think it was an overly aggressive hit into the boards.
No, but clearly awkward. No doubt about that. He did not take that easily.
Nikita Bukia will be leaving the ice. He's not putting any weight on his right leg, so not a good sign. So if he's favouring his leg, potentially it was an awkward fall as he came down, just fell and put his weight on it wrong.
That might be some of the biggest news of this tournament, given his offensive prowess. That will be watched by everybody in the next few days.
The end result is New Zealand will go on the penalty kill. Georgia, with the extra man here, looking to put themselves up by 5 and really bury the hatchet into New Zealand. They can get a goal here with this last minute of the second period. It's going to give New Zealand a massive hill to climb.
Absolutely. With New Zealand going into the next period, potentially on a man disadvantage too.
Georgia set themselves up here. Nikashanen, Kurbitov, Carolyn takes a shot. It's off to the side, trying to put it back in was Carolyn as he followed up his rebound. Had a good clear from New Zealand. And they're going to get some fresh legs out here. Second period winding down. One opportunity, Nikashanen probably has to do it alone. Carolyn steps in, shooting for that high corner over the top. Shot there, just picked up the loose puck in the middle. Did Amston, sent it down, and that'll bring it into the second period.
Georgia on the power play.
They are, so Georgia,
just over a minute.
Georgia really can put the nail in the coffin here if they can score on the power play to begin this third period. They bring it into the zone. They pull up with Carolyn. Puts it down low. Nick Shannon, we've seen those two combining today. Shot across to the far side. Nick Shannon couldn't corral it and put it on net though. Just
Carolyn going off the ice, not happy. That's a non-contact problem.
shot goes over the top. It bounces around the boards. Kurbatov. It's crossed to Nick Shannon. Kurbatov. Backdoor play. Doesn't get through. Brooks with a good save. New Zealand can clear it. And they get it all the way down ice. Might have to go back to that play with Caroline and see if we can pick up what happened there.
Yeah, it kind of looked upper body, and it looked like it came from the shot itself. He's just at the back of the bench, not happy at the moment.
Georgia leading that power play run out there.
Yeah, taking their time to set up. They bring it in now. Davidoff trying to work towards the front. And Brooks stood up there. Davidoff just driving the net, coming out in front.
Came out a little worse for wear as well. He took that dump as he tripped over the padding of Brooks, it looked like. Don't think we have that replay, but we'll... yeah, that was a good chance for him.
Bisharov scored a goal earlier tonight. He's on the face-off. Can't win it.
And Bukia is down again. He actually tripped over a linesman, and he is probably headed off the ice at this point. He gave it a go, but he is not ready to play.
That is a shame for Nikita Bukia, a very vital part of this Georgian team, leaving the ice and not looking good. That is a real shame. The face-off will come out to the neutral zone. Colin McIntosh will take this up against Bisharov. Back for Freo, plays it across to Daigle. Daigle looks up for Carey, plays it into the corner for Chris Eden to go after. Can't beat Gavrilenko to it. Long shot deflected.
Straight up in the air.
Straight up and down for Georgia to clear it out. Pass across ice. Gumbart's pass intercepted by McIntosh. Carey chips it ahead. McIntosh will go after it. Puck went up into the netting, so we'll get a whistle and there'll be a face-off in the offensive zone.
So the adjustment you see here, in the last two times going into the zone, we'll see that long shot as it stays out at the point. Both times you had 3 New Zealand players enter the offensive zone and stayed. They didn't jump off, and in both cases they held on to the puck, and it generated an offensive chance for them.
Yeah, just doing little chips into the corner rather than those hard dump-in plays. Amston puts it in behind the net. Lucky Freer. Joe Waugh to the point for Amston. Just out of the reach of Freer, but Joe Waugh will go across and try and win the puck. Burns did a good job of keeping it in, but it bounced down for the Georgian team.
Starosin trying to get his stick into play here. He keeps trying to get a couple of the New Zealand players as they go by the net. It'd be interesting to watch that. The Georgians have to evacuate as they were offsides there.
Kuritsov got it out of the zone. A couple of changes there on the bench for Georgia. There was another dangerous position for them. And Ortis wins the puck, gets it to Chalice. Back down for Ortis. 2 men on him. Chalice, though, able to get a stick on there. Goes to the point. Chalice chips it in low. Mix up in lines here for New Zealand Ice Blacks. That'll be icing, and the Georgian top line will have to go back on defense.
Yeah, so the interesting thing here, again, they had 2 players jump into the corner. They had somebody to chase down the dump and chase. So in doing so, they forced Georgia into a bad defensive position, forcing them to ice, and now they get the offensive face-off here. Yes. This is a big turnaround for the way New Zealand's playing.
McIntosh out there with Carey and Eden. Played out. Carolyn is not good. He is down. He's going to go for a change again. His hip has given him trouble. The shot gets deflected. Sandoy doesn't have a stick. Nikashanen plays it to the middle. Tipped away by Carey. Eden just did enough to get it out, but Nikashanen coming back. Took the puck away from him. Here he is again. Scored once already. Trying to dance through the middle. Can't get around Mitchell Frere. Carey looks across to Eden. Puts it inside for Carey. Carey shoots! Out of the glove. Stolotson with another good save. Follow-up shot doesn't get through. Chance for Jacob Carey and trying to chop it on with McIntosh. Put it through the middle. It's going to come all the way back down. And suddenly New Zealand finding a little bit of offense. Just switch things up a little bit. McIntosh shooting. Puts it over the top of the net. Bounces into the corner. Georgia up through the neutral zone. Daigle picks up the loose puck. Turns back. Had a quick look up ice. Didn't like it. His pass to Eden goes over the stick. Winning the race though was Rusky Jones. He gets taken down. There's no call. Davidoff steps to the middle. Pulls up. Looks for the long shot. Looking for the tip. Number 14. Boris Kochkin was there in front looking for that tip.
This game is turned on its head. You have Carolyn going off, Bukia off, and Georgia reeling right now. They are in the worst position a team could be in with a 4-goal lead.
Losing
it's funny as it is to say, yeah. Make a very good point.
So if New Zealand's going to make a comeback in this game, they're going to go ahead and take some offensive chances here. They can because the personnel on the ice for Georgia is a little bit weak, and they have to take advantage of it while it's here.
Yeah. Well, as you said, they have to take some chances here. Like, there's nothing to lose.
Hampston brings it out from behind his own net. Going up through the middle, picked up by McDonald. Couldn't get a shot away. Lost it. Here comes Kochkin down the left-hand side. Firing it on net. Kicked out by Brooks. Played up the boards to McDonald. Rusky Jones trying to fling it down ice. Gianni got a stick on that. Broke up the play. Georgia move it up ice. Off the tip in the middle.
Georgia's made a strategic change. They're basically playing a 2-3 now, leaving 3 players back. They basically parked the bus. They're only going to take offensive chances when it's clear and present.
Eden took the pass on the blue line. Got the puck knocked off his stick. Simon steps up, picks up the puck. Just missed Eden with the pass, but they were over halfway, so no icing. Romanov spins away from the offensive player. Gets it to Nikashana. Looking across ice. Just off the stick. Recovering though. Look, taking a shot. Looking for that 5-hole. Picks it up behind the net. To the top. Romanov. Long shot. That's well wide. Bounces in behind the net. Around the boards. Georgia have the puck. Romanov. That one's deflected up high and onto the curling rink below us. Good recovery by Milokur, then a sharp shot.
Brooks looked behind him here too. It was definitely out of his comfort zone. As he hits hit here, you'll see he looks to his left, the puck goes to the right. And Brooks doing a good job being there positionally, but a bit fortunate that wasn't let in on that short side.
Good spotting there, Matt. Good spotting. Shot doesn't get through. Took towards net, trying to go for the wraparound, but Besharov couldn't find it at his stick. Turn back. Long shot doesn't get through. Daigle up on the point, hassling the player up there. He's going to go back to his spot on defense. Nice stick by Orr. Broke up the long pass. Still has it, Orr. Turned it over though. Here comes Georgia. New Zealand have numbers back though. Round the back, over the nice play. And I think the net gets knocked off as the player gets pushed into the net. Linesman getting a bit pushy back there as well.
Some frustration showing there too.
Yeah, nice defensive play from Daigle there. Got the stick.
Yeah,
and on the puck there on Davidoff.
Davidoff knows exactly what he's doing here because he more or less skates into that to make sure that they get the face-off on that side. And I think that's what's got Justin Daig a little bit frustrated with the situation. Is that the third line out there for Georgia or fourth?
Yeah, Savic, number, where is he? Number 17, Ivan Savitsov out there.
And they're really playing with their lines here. Svetsov hasn't seen much ice time yet.
Yeah, neither has Mlads. Played out of the zone by New Zealand. It's had a player on the bench though, I believe. So there's a whistle and a play will come back into the New Zealand zone.
You're starting to see that fatigue setting in now as well. You know, a few later hits, you know, not making those second efforts, a few bits and pieces like that. But, you know, this is when, you know, goals happen. When people, you know, when they stop paying attention.
New Zealand really does need one if they want to get back into this game. Down 4-0. Shot into the glove of Brooks.
Brooks, what a save here. When we get this one, full extension glove save.
Clean face-off win.
Yeah.
Kochkin.
Nice.
Yeah. Kochkin with a quick shot. Brooks had a lot of look at it though. Really good look at it. Puck comes there to New Zealand off the face-off. Hampston fighting for some space. Gets it free. New Zealand can't move it through the neutral zone cleanly. Hampston picks it up. He's going to turn back. Gets to Burns. Burns will shuffle it on. Solid hit in behind. Players colliding. Burns. Turned it back, but picked up by number 2, Kareev. There he goes again, Kareev. Flicks it ahead on Brooks. He wants to go for a change. Hampston, McIntosh. Can't get the pass up ice. Luke Simon. Takes it down the right, throws it into the corner. Getting in there was Jacob Carey. Just getting a stick on there was McIntosh, but couldn't keep it in. Here comes Nikashana. Do the long shot. It's right for the pads of Brooks. Saw that one from a long way out. Made the save. Nikashana, one of the dangerous players left out there for Georgia. Now
Yeah, he's had a very, very good game.
Yeah, now that he's missing his line mate Caroline and Nikita Bukia are both not participating at the moment. They don't need to score here though, Georgia. They just need to prevent New Zealand from scoring. So as long as they can do that, they'll win this game. It's an icing against New Zealand.
That was an interesting interpretation of hybrid there. It's is it the line that you get to because that was called before the dot, but the direct line was going to win that one. Yeah. It's a bit surprising that that was called for an icing.
Crowd here really want something to cheer about New Zealand. If they can get on the board here and really lift their spirits here on day 2 of this 2025 Men's Div 2 Group B Championship. Luke Simon wins the puck.
And that's going to be a penalty against Metluk. He's that was a hold, and it was just a matter of time before he had done too much there. He just wouldn't let go.
Yeah, he was hanging on the back of Simon a lot there. Look, he's just grabbing there his hands. He says it's free, but, you know, it's stuck in there in the pads and really just getting dragged along there by Simon. So easy call for the referee.
Yeah, well, he made it easy for him to call it, but this becomes one of those big moments that if you're going to get a turnaround, this is the kind of place where it starts. With just over 11 minutes to go, New Zealand needs to start figuring out their offense very quickly against a...
They really need to focus on puck possession here, not just giving it away. When you've got it, protect it, use it.
Jacob Carey shooting for that high corner. Gets a rebound shot off the backhand. It goes over the top of the net. Again, Ortis out to Carey on the side. Looks across and a good stick. Hits the glass and it's there for McIntosh. McIntosh faked the slab shot. It's down to Ortis who finds McIntosh. McIntosh down to Ortis. Eden's in the middle. Another nice stick there from Georgia, just intercepting the plays. And they got a chance to clear it here. Besharov gets it down ice. Georgia go for the full change. Daigle winds up. Turns it back for Jacob Carey. Up to Eden who steps into the zone. Around the boards. McIntosh is over there on that far side. Carey shooting. Deflection just off the toe of Starotstin. Carey back down low. Floats out in front. Ian Ortis fighting for it down there. Cleared out by Georgia. And
Starotstin with a great stretch there to get all the way to the pipe there. Carey with another sniping shot, but Starotstin in both cases stretching out and getting to the corners where he's shooting. And that's the difference in this power play right now. Starotstin doing a fantastic job of knocking down Carey's open shots.
And some pressure there on the Callum Burns from Georgia. Causes turnover. And so New Zealand having to fight to get this puck back. Georgia with possession here. Chalice couldn't win it. New Zealand just have to settle this down. Power play comes to an end. In steps Burns, takes a shot. It's wide of the far of his near post. Chalice back down low to the front. And it's directed towards net, but not on goal. Amson with a hard shot that goes wide. Burns keeps it in, puts it down low. Freer in the corner. Along with Atwell. The puck comes out behind the net for Georgia. Nikishani. Hard shot into the pads. Rebound out. Amson, he kicks it in behind. Besharov. Gavrilenko.
Penalty.
Penalty against New Zealand. They couldn't get it done on the power play, and now they're going to go on the penalty kill. We've got 8 minutes, 33 seconds left in this game.
It's a slash coming up here. That's a bit out of frame.
Yeah, didn't catch the penalty, but not ideal for New Zealand in this situation, Joel.
Absolutely not. You definitely don't want to be going on a penalty kill in this late in the game.
Georgia win possession.
You especially don't want to be going on a penalty kill with Callum Burns in the box.
Davidoff up to Nikishana at the top. Slap shot. Doesn't get through. All the way to the far side. Nikishana. Another slap shot. This time it's high and wide. Davidoff. It's Besharov taking those hard shots from that far side. Davidoff pulls back. Looks down low. Stepping in. Across to Nikishana. Hard shot. Doesn't get through. And cleared out. New Zealand putting the body on the line here. Getting in front of those shots.
Absolutely.
Davidoff leaves it for Gavrilenko. They set up. Davidoff firing, and a great glove from Aston Brooks. As the shot came on from Davidoff.
Yeah. It's an absolute shooting gallery from Georgia here. Just look at the way they're moving the puck around, opening up those lanes, getting the one-time shots in. But luckily we have our Aston Brooks stopping back there. He's kicking and not letting them in.
And I thought it was into the glove, but it took a deflection and went up over the glass into the net.
And that's why they're allowing the change here. You get get that sorted out. Besharov coming in on the slot. They get the one-time delay of game warning off that change. And puck's behind the net.
45 seconds left on the power play for Georgia.
Oh, that was a big hit. That's going to stop play. And I'll tell you, if we've got it on here, it is Nicky Shannon who took one from Daig, and he took one up high, and I think that's going to be a major. That's I'm speculating here, but they're discussing it. The linesman saw it, the referee did not, and usually that kind of discussion is whether or not they can implement a major penalty, because the linesman cannot just tell them to do a minor.
It looks like a bit of maybe head on head.
Could be that.
Because the way you see Justin Daigle comes in here, and it does look like it could be his helmet.
Yeah, it could be a lot of things
on
there.
His head with the collision. One of you boys is going to have to jump onto the game center on the IIHF.com website and maybe pull that up for us to see what the resulting play is. Daig is staying out there.
Yeah,
so they're not calling the.
I think they found what you found. Is that he said that it looked like a high stick, but it turns out it was a head-to-head contact, and that was incidental.
Just with the as they came together, shoulder on shoulder, the heads just sort of collided.
Yeah, because it didn't look late or anything like that. It was
No, it just certainly wasn't late. Wasn't late.
Hopefully Nick Shannon is okay with that. Coming off the ice with that. That's
they don't need any more of the.
No, Georgia's beat up.
Defensive players going down. New Zealand get it clear on the power play. It'll bring us down to about 15 seconds left for Georgia here. If they can get a quick play up ice, they'll be able to get possession. Just as New Zealand get that extra player, but a nice Eden steps up, just disrupted the play as they tried to enter the zone. And so that'll do it for the power play. Coming back onto the ice, it's Callum Burns. He steps straight off. There'll be a high stick there once Kozulian plays it.
Still some discussion with the referee, the assistant captain there, saying he's got a split lip, and then I think they're trying to explain that that's not stick contact. So again, that's a guess and a little lip reading from this distance, but
you can lip read Georgian?
Well, I didn't say it was in Georgian.
I'm sure they're speaking English down there. All right, it's a face-off just in the neutral zone, New Zealand side of halfway. Shevetsov didn't win it clean, and it's back for New Zealand. Hayward Jones. Now Colin McIntosh has it. Gets to the line and throws it in. Stodotston loves to play the puck. It's Simon shooting. Easy save for Stodotston off the pads. Turn back down low for Eden. Turns back down the boards. Puts it there for Carey. Stick lifted and couldn't win the puck. McIntosh won the intercept, but he was just had to turn back and wait. Oh, the pass into the skates of Eden breaks it up. And Georgia back the other way. They turn it over though. Eden to Carey. Carey in. Just some confusion there. Two players crossing over. Colin McIntosh. Back to Hayward Jones. Can't get the shot away. Turning and shooting. Blocked in front. Jacob Carey couldn't get that one away. Jacob Carey double teamed over there by two Georgian defensemen. Pass from McIntosh goes through. Burns is back to collect it for New Zealand. Looking for a big pass up to Eden. He's just happy to get this one down the ice. Besharov looking to make a move around. He does eventually get through. Did well to get past two. Davidoff driving towards the net. In behind centering pass, and it's on net, and Brooks with a quick reaction save.
That was very, very quick reaction there by Brooks.
Was that kicked?
No, you see, he just gets it on the, he just clips it with his stick and it pops up.
That was a great reaction with the glove there. Just
see that? Just clipped it with a stick and made it over, like end over end.
Just flying through the center of the ice there and getting the tip on it, yeah.
They move the face-off over to the right side again.
Bisharoff will take the draw for Georgia. Under 5 minutes left here in period 3. New Zealand down by 4. Burns plays it up to Amson. Throwing it in. Chalice doesn't get there in time. Georgia able to move it out.
Yeah, guys, I'm not one for consolation goals or trying to pull the goalie when you're 4 down or anything like that, but this would be a good time to get some offensive tic-tac-toe going and getting some tape-to-tape passes and being focused.
Yep.
I think this game's a little bit out of hand, but there's a lot that can be taken from this while they're still out there.
Absolutely. They can certainly, there's a good shot there. It goes deflection high and out of play. You just got to keep playing as if it's a 0-0 game.
Yeah,
because you've still got 3 games ahead of you, and you don't get a whole lot of ice time during the tournament. So when you're on the ice, there's always a chance to work on things and try and get those combinations working.
Absolutely, and especially against such a formidable opponent as Georgia here, you know, it's a great opportunity to start working some things out.
Yeah, and not to put New Zealand in a bad spot, they're 1 game back. If they drop this one, which at this point we can kind of expect that, but that also just puts them in a 4-way tie on the table.
That's right. And with the quality of opposition, you know, Georgia could certainly drop a game, and with maybe a couple players that might not continue in the tournament with some injuries. Here's a good play to the middle as the pass hit Obogogiani. Just couldn't get a lot of wood on it. Chipped ahead by Joe War. Lockie Freer puts it in behind. Kiwis go after it. And as so often has happened tonight, Georgia come away with it from their own zone. Nicky Shannon, he's out there. He takes a late hit from Lockie Freer. Georgia driving the net, taking the shot on. And a good save from Brooks, but it's going to be Lockie Freer. That was a late hit on Nicky Shannon.
Yes, you can see as Lockie got dumped out in the corner there, you can see it was just a lot of frustration there.
And
he's clearly just lined him up.
Yep.
And
hit was just out of the camera angle there, but the puck had clearly moved on.
Yes.
So those are sort of things that New Zealand don't want to be doing, you know, because there's no point in doing something like that this late in the game. You just got to focus on doing things right and going on a penalty kill.
Emotions tend to run high in situations like this. And,
and when you're down, it certainly can get to you. Jacob Carey's pass doesn't get through, but he had a second opportunity. Georgia on the power play here. Davidoff gets it in behind. Kashana shooting. Good pad save from Brooks. And played up ice by New Zealand. That'll go all the way down. Carey just putting in those extra hits, New Zealand at the moment.
Yep.
Yeah, nothing late about that, though.
He shut off. Around the boards by Amston. Nikachenko. Davidoff to the centre. Hard shot on by Becheroff. And a good save from Brooks, keeping them out.
Big save from Brooks there.
Nikachenko. Davidoff shooting for the post. What a score. Davidoff with a ripper up into that top corner. And Georgia extend the lead to 5.
Special teams. Special teams once again, where you take a penalty where you don't necessarily need to. And they left Davidoff, you'll see on the left side, he's all alone, and he gets to walk this in and nail the Gatorade bottle.
Yep.
And that's tactically, you have to give somebody up on the power play here, but as soon as that happens, you see the other Georgian player coming through, and that box is just too compressed, and it leaves Davidoff for a very nice shot, because Brooks is not easily beaten when he gets to see it that way.
Well, he's very, very clearly excited about it with that celebration.
Yeah, he's had lots of time on that left-hand side of the power play. They've kind of been leaving him alone, letting him do his thing back there. And more often than not, he's sort of elected for the pass. But, yeah, that was a beautiful shot. And
It really was.
we'll probably see more of that as another big hit. Sounded probably worse than it was for the players. But the fans certainly enjoyed it. Big pass up ice, bounces through the legs of both players. Daigle will go back for it for New Zealand.
You see New Zealand clearly looking for those big stretch passes now, just trying to get those long-range ones in.
There's a hard shot. It's out of the glove of Starodson. He played it to the corner. Kept in. Frere with another hard shot. It goes high, goes around the boards, comes out for Daigle. Daigle's pass goes behind Regan. Georgia at the back. Minute to play. Daigle steps in, throws it to the corner. Ian Ordis will go after it. Loses
That's a
an
penalty.
edge. Oh, gee. That was...
Looked like a holding a stick or a hold here. We'll see how... no, they're just going to call interference on this.
It was, that hit probably wasn't as bad as it sounded. It sounded way worse because I think the sticks collided with the glass in that replay. Yeah, that was there's a funny one. It kind of looked like a slip, but you saw the stick grab, did you?
It was a little bit of a pull down, and he lost his feet. So it's going to be who is that in the box? That's
number 16, Oliver Obogogiani.
That's the one.
New Zealand, late opportunity on the power play. Can they get themselves a consolation goal? Daigle dances. Lots of pressure on him by Kochkin. Gets it to McIntosh. Back to Daigle. Shooting. McIntosh following up and a save by Starodson. And some...
Kirev with a little extra for Eden there.
Extra push on Eden. Shots not coming through from the point.
Now, there's quite a bit of traffic there, but you can see the goalie had quite quick, clear vision of that come all the way through.
30 seconds left. Can New Zealand pull one past Starodson, or will he get his second shutout of the tournament? 4-0 against Iceland yesterday. 5-0 here against New Zealand tonight. Georgia get the clear. Jacob Carey's going to have to go back, and New Zealand will have not very long, 15 sort of seconds, 20 seconds to get this one up ice and try and get one last attempt. Carey moves in, takes a shot, doesn't get through again. Another great defensive play by Gavrilenko. Puck goes out of play, so there'll be a face-off with 4.5 seconds left on the clock. Yep. That's on the clock here in the rink. Shots 41-27. Favor of Georgia.
We'll see if they can pull off a set play here. Otis with it, just trying to get a shot back to Carey right out in the high slot. That's the only play they have left.
Puck goes through on net. There's a whistle as Starodson gets the cover. So another opportunity, a couple of seconds there. Can they do it?
Do the same thing again.
Yep, 2 seconds. Leaving it really down to the wire here for New Zealand.
The song, I Need a Hero, springing out across the stadium. We really do need a hero. Loose puck in the middle, cleared out by Georgia, and that is the end of the game, folks.
1,000 save percentage, right? It's perfect.
Exactly, yeah, it really is.
He's been playing in a way that you can see that he thinks about the play in advance of it happening, and his positioning is excellent because of it, and that puts him in the right spot to make saves that are going to happen. He's reading the plays, getting in the right spots, and that's one of the better performances I've seen in the tournament so far on any of the games. And you see where he's at, you see how his defense, they trust him, and because of that, you pitch a shutout again. So, you know, I don't know how much of this to take as far as New Zealand not having a potent enough offense? That's really the question, right? Because for the remainder of the tournament, New Zealand has 3 goals so far against a weaker opponent in a shutout. So is this a situation where we need to worry about New Zealand's offense, or did they run into a buzzsaw tonight who wasn't going to give anything up and put the team on his shoulders? Because that, to me, it could go either way on this.
Joseph Orr has just been named the player of the game for New Zealand. And we'll have the Georgian player of the game named now as well. Number 10, Timur Besharov, scored a lovely goal off a beautiful feed from Nikita Bukia earlier on, period 2.
And you can't make Starosin the player of the game every game. I'm pretty sure he was the first night.
Yeah, he definitely was.
Righto, national anthem of Georgia to be played for the victory tonight. Well, there we have it. The national anthem of Georgia. Very successful game for them tonight. They outplayed New Zealand quite dominantly there, didn't they, Joel?
Oh, absolutely.